Okay, let's go. Mm, so, welcome back. It's been a long time, and I had deleted my previous video for some personal reasons. And yeah, so welcome back to a new video. This video is about how to actually do things. So, over the past few weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I was in a dilemma as to what content should I present in front of you. Uh, Lately, since I've put a target that I have to make videos, it's becoming more about impressing than expressing, because expression is something which comes from within. Impression is something I want to impose on you. Yeah, there's a little uh, confusion within me, and I do make videos and I scrap them, but I hope this one makes it out. So yeah, coming back to the topic of this video, it's about how to actually do things. So in this channel we talk about self improvement and how things are interdependent. Your habits are always within. New things should first be inculcated in the mind and then they translate into actions. We talk about a lot of theory, right? So we do try to touch upon the ground reality as well. So this video is more about how to actually do stuff, like when we get on the ground, when we get on the surface, and we have to put in the actions, we have to put in the efforts. uh, that's where a lot of the friction comes in. So mm, okay, let's start with an example. Let's say you said you wanted to get fit and you start hitting the gym. You don't start hitting the gym, you tell yourself, I will start going to the gym. And then you make a plan that Monday chest, the Tuesday back, Wednesday shoulders. You make a routine for yourself and then you go out on the lookout for gyms. You go to the closest 3 or 4 gyms, compare the prices, and I don't know, whatever the criteria is for you, and then you do your research and then you finalize one, and then you decide, oh, tomorrow I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and then I'll start hitting the gym. You go, you pay the price, you get the membership, and then you wake up at 6 a.m., you go to the gym. You do that once, you do that twice, you do that thrice, you do that for a week, then you do it for another week, then you do it for a month. But what happens during that 1 month? Is day 1 the same as day 30? You should be evaluating that. On day 1, waking up was more about, oh, I have to, you know, improve myself and change my routine. Uh, I have to be a go-getter. I have to fulfill my goals and stuff. And on day 30, you do have these feelings, but there's also a sense of, wow, I really like going to the gym, and I like the way I feel. I'm more athletic now. I'm not getting tired so often. My metabolism is faster, and all that stuff. So once the phase where you're planning, where you're on the lookout for nearby gyms and uh, deciding the time and getting your outfits and stuff, versus actually going to the gym, these are two different things. One can be categorized as motion and the other can be categorized as action. So a lot of times we get stuck in motion. So we tell ourselves, I'll start studying from tomorrow. And why is that? Because yeah, we procrastinate a lot, since that is the first video of this channel, right? So let's say you tell yourself, I'm going to start studying every day for half an hour starting tomorrow. So tomorrow eventually arrives, and then you sit down. What do? You prepare, you start gathering all the study material, and then you make a list of all the syllabus you have to cover, and then you allocate timelines to this. Okay, so the first week I'll cover these topics, and the second week these topics, third week these topics. Then you make a big ass plan for 6 months, and you start following it. Maybe you get to week 3 or week 4, and then you start slacking off. Instead of studying for 30 minutes, now it's 20. Once that slip starts to happen, it's rare that you'll pick up the old habits again. That 20 minutes eventually turns to 15, and after 15 is just blatant excuses. I'm tired today, I'm not gonna do it today, and you're just skipping studying at this point. So the part where you were in motion, when you were planning to study, where you were creating a timeline for 6 months, felt really nice because you were anticipating efforts, and these efforts you were imagining to come true. You were thinking, if I do this for 6 months, I will get to this point, so and so point, and I will have these results. Get it? So you were imagining stuff that if I do this, this will happen. Is reality like that? Let's say you did follow through the 6 months plan that you had made. It's not necessary that you will end up with the results you always wanted. So, lot of us, most of the time, get stuck in the phase that's called motion, planning, where it feels like you're moving somewhere. It feels like you're preparing foundation for what you're gonna do. But when it actually comes to putting in the efforts, the action phase, that is where a lot of friction comes in. That is where your mind starts resisting. Your lifestyle suddenly does not support your goals, and you start slacking off or procrastinating. You never you do procrastinate planning, but once you sit down to plan, you do thoroughly go about it. But when it comes to actions, although you have a plan, we end up not doing it. So that is just a fallacy. Realize that if you are stuck in just the motion phase, take a step back, think about it. That I've been planning for for a long time now. If I had spent these a week or X number of hours into putting in the efforts, I would have been somewhere instead of just having a blueprint of what I'm gonna do. So does that mean we should not plan what we do? Not really. I would say have a plan, but not a very elaborate one. So uh, let's take the same example of studying for an exam. You know the topics, you know all the subjects. Sit down for a day and measure your strengths and weaknesses first. If you're weak at a subject, if you're good at a subject, map it out. If you want to start with the weak ones, there you have it. You know where to start. If you want to start with the stronger ones, you know where to start, and just get started. Start studying actually. Once you get into the action phase, you can slowly start reiterating your approach. You can slowly start changing your plans as well. Let's say you started off with a weak subject and then now it's dreadful. You don't feel like continuing with other weaker subjects. But since you've already made a 6 months plan, you're stuck now. And then you'll simply drop it. You will not proceed with what you were supposed to be doing. Instead, had you started with a weaker subject but not planned for 6 months, just for that week or the next 2 weeks, you can tell yourself, you know what, I just have to survive these 2 weeks and then I'll switch to another subject which I know pretty well, and then I'll gain some confidence. That might actually work out. Once you're done with this subject, the one you're weak in, you move to a stronger subject, you gain more confidence, you reinforce the habit of studying at least, and then once these two subjects are done, you get to decide, I might go for another stronger subject next, or I might go for a weaker subject next. That's completely up to you. But yeah, have a rigid and clear short-term plan and a blur but valid long-term plan. You know that you have to complete the syllabus in 6 months, but you don't have to allocate weeks in one go, right? Just start, learn to start. Once you start doing, things happen. It's a domino effect. You just have to stop imagining things that, yeah, don't stay in the zone where you think you're doing stuff, but there's no action being put in. So this is about the planning and action phase, where you think you're in motion and when you're versus when you're actually in motion. But here comes the truth. Even if you put in the efforts for 6 months, you might not get the results you always dreamt about. And why is that? Because there are two things. We think self improvement is everything. You know, if I am able to maximize my stats, if I am able to look better, I will start making more friends. People will be attracted to me, and I will have. I'll meet this person. I'll meet that person. I'll have a bigger impression at whatever I do. If I start hitting the gym, if I get 18-inch biceps and all that stuff, I'm not really sure of the metrics. I will I will eventually be able to look better in public, and people will be intimidated of me. That almost never happens. If I see a bulky dude walking past me, I'll be like, okay, what am I supposed to do about it? But that guy has to, he has to leave an impression on me, so he'll be like, that happens in real life. You are putting in the effort, so you are naturally expecting an outcome for it. Mm, when you start expecting stuff, the good or the bad, when you start picking sides, that if I do this, it will be good for me, if I do this, it will be bad for me. When you start picking sides, actually, you're falling prey to expectations and results. You're handing over the control to the habit and to the world, and you never know how the world works. Let's say you studied all 6 months, and then on the day of the exam, even though you did perform well, 1,000 other people did better than you. So does it mean you didn't put in the efforts for all the 6 months? No. All of y'all are gonna get results, but not everybody is going to succeed. Let's say you went to the gym for 6 months and the other guy went to the gym for 6 months, and he might be doing better than you at life. Who knows? So do not bind yourself to the results. Rather, just take a step back. Always do whatever you do as an observer. You know, detach yourself from the results of your actions. And why do I say that? You don't have to believe me. It's God has Himself said all this in Bhagavad Gita. I'm just reiterating what Karma Yoga is to you. And if I want to get deeper into this, sure I will, but maybe not in this video, in another one. But yeah, always take a step back and have some clarity that I am doing this because I want to do this, not because I want the results. I am going to the gym because I want to be fit, not because I want to impress somebody. I am going to work hard because it is my duty to work hard, not because I want to get rich or I want so and so people to notice me. This and all that is bullshit. You cannot control what is external, but whatever is within, it's 100% in your control. You are a conscious being. You can think for yourself. You can. You have the faculty to distinguish between stuff. And what do? You start picking sides. Oh yes, this is good. People who follow these habits are good people. People who follow these habits are bad people. Don't be stupid. You're just doing what everybody else is doing. Take a step back. Be rational and enjoy it. The moment you give up expecting results is the moment you start actually living in the moment and enjoying life. See, once you say that, you know what, I want to study because I want to be smart, I like studying, not for the sake of that exam. I want to study because I enjoy learning. Doesn't it change the entire perspective? Now you're not preparing for an exam. Now you're enhancing your knowledge. And the best way to cheat in an exam is to actually study. Now you can answer any question. That's a cheat code. But some of us are too lazy to put in the efforts. There are many ways of cheating, and the best way of cheating, according to me, is by actually studying. Yeah, might sound weird to a lot of you, but yes, it has worked. I've tried it. Every exam, it does work. It works fantastic if you know how to master this method. And the other thing, a lot of us start hoarding habits. Like, if I want to go on a self improvement journey, I simply do not just start doing a lot of good things, a lot of things that make me better. What I mean to say is, yes, do things that are better, but also focus on doing things better. You can get started on a self improvement journey whenever you want. But then the journey of self mastery and self realization is entirely different. It's long, it takes a while, it almost burns you out, it crushes you as well, but it's liberating in the end. Imagine you telling yourself that I have complete control over myself. At any moment, if somebody is provoking me, I have entire I have the entire control of myself. I will not, if I do not want to get angry, I will not. If I do not want to get stressed, I will not. If I do not want to gossip, I will not. If I do not want to bitch about people, I will not. I have all the potential I need, and I will not sit back doing bumfuck nothing. I will actually put in the efforts whenever I want. I have the control in me. Imagine being that person. Imagine if it was you, if you had the entire control of your life. Now that you're done imagining, let me tell you something. All of it can be true, and what is holding you back is yourself. You have the control of your life in your own hands. When you do this, you literally have the control of your own life in your hands. So take action. Don't just sit back and do bumfuck nothing about it. Do something. Get out there. If you're bored, you have a pair of shoes and or slippers, right? Just wear them and go walk outside. Oh, if you're anxious, just stop thinking, man. It might sound like if you're homeless, just buy a house kind of thing, but yeah, uh, nobody can stop your overthinking for you. You have to do it. Realize that you're overthinking, and half of the problem is gone. You are creating the situations in your head, right? You are planning out stuff to do in the future. Why don't you actually sit down and put in the efforts? You have all the control in your hands. You are that guy. You are him. You can get it done. You have it all within you. Be conscious enough. Don't be attached to the result, and just do your job. Put in the efforts. If you get it or if you do not, that's not in your hands. Just do your part. And always remember, it's better to master a couple of things than to just start hoarding habits. Like, I want to go swimming, I want to go to the gym, I want to learn a guitar, I want to learn mathematics, I want to be good at coding, I want to switch jobs in 2 years, blah blah blah. It's okay to have all these goals, but It will require a lot of efforts. Will you even be able to channelize your focus into two of these at a time? No. You can achieve all of these in whatever timeline you specify, but it will require your focus and your actions and your consciousness. Grow your consciousness, detach from the result so that you actually put in the efforts, and yes, be that guy. If you ask me, if somebody asks me, uh, why do you think you can do it? My answer is always going to be, why do you think I cannot do it? If somebody asks, why you? Just say, why not me? Think about it. Okay? So that was 20 minutes with Vinamra, and this video we discussed about how to do stuff. So yeah, get out there, stay classy, stay cool, and don't be a fool. Pa!